Expectation versus the reality of freelancing. That's what we're going to debunk today, because as a newbie freelancer, I don't want you starting something which you're only going to fail or give up on 1 to 2 months down the line. You see, right now, too many newbie freelancers have this expectation that within a short space of time, they'll be earning multiple 6 figures and have all the time that they could ever ask for, allowing them to travel the world and work directly from their laptops. Well, it's simply not true. And that's what I want to show you guys today, because to be frank, I don't want you wasting your time and being disappointed in the outcome 2 months from now. So let me show you what the reality really looks like. Now let's start with the expectation of having more free time. The fact is, as a newbie freelancer, you probably think that you can now set your own working schedule. And while sometimes that's possible, you still have to be very, very flexible with this. You see, if you came from working a 9-to-5 job, you'll know that you had one boss before to keep happy. And sometimes that could have been stressful, but still it was only one person. Now, transitioning into freelancing, you will have multiple people to keep happy. And technically, these are all your bosses because they're your clients. They're the ones paying you the money to complete the projects. And keeping them happy can be very hard work. So if they decide to message you at 9 p.m. or on the weekend, you need to be ready to respond to them. If you're waiting more than 24 hours to respond to them, well, they're not going to be happy and they're probably not going to want to work with you for much longer. And this is even worse. If you work on freelance marketplaces like Fiverr or Upwork, it gets even worse because the freelance marketplace will punish you for, let's say, having too much free time and being too slack on your responding to clients or delivering orders on time. Now, if we look at my Fiverr right now, I currently have 15 active orders in queue. That's 15 different people I need to keep happy. And that's not including all the potential buyers I also need to respond to who are messaging me daily to ask about my service and about working with me. So that's a lot of people that I have to keep constant communication with. And Fiverr used to have different statistics where they would punish you. And well, they still do punish you. But their statistics before were about delivering on time, order completion rate, and your inbox response rate. If you, for example, on your inbox, if you didn't respond to somebody within 24 hours, that would be a mark against you. If you didn't deliver orders on time, that would be a mark against you. All of these things Fiverr would punish you for because they don't want slack freelancers to be working on their platform and disappointing clients. But Fiverr changed that, and they changed it to a success score. So if we go right here to go to level overview, right now, this is my success score. And actually, I get asked a question about, for example, why your success score has gone down. Many people ask me this, for example, why their success score has gone down. And I'm going to show you exactly what is affecting that. So the success score was introduced. And this meant that basically, before when you started Fiverr, you would be a new seller, level 1, level 2, and then top rated seller. And at each stage, you would have to tick off certain boxes. So it meant, for example, making X amount of money, delivering X amount of orders, and being a seller for X amount of days. These were just some of the stats that got you to the new level. But they've changed that. And the fact is, before, back in the day, when you hit that level, that was your level. You wouldn't move. That would be your level. You can only go upwards, but you couldn't go downwards. With the success score, that's all changed because now we have barriers. So for example, my success score is a 10 out of 10 at the moment, so pretty good. Maintain current level of 9. So the minimum I can go down to is a 9. And then if I do go under 9, I have the potential to lose my top rated badge and possibly drop down to level 2. The same here, I have a 5 out of 5. This is on feedback rating. I have to maintain 4.7, and response rate, I've got 97 out of 100, and I have to maintain a 90% level. So generally, if you're in level 2 or level 1, these stats will be different for you, but these are my stats right now, and you can see actually what's impacting these. So if you click success score, you'll see all of your gigs which are actually impacting these things. So for example, here I've got a 9 out of 10. Negative impact is client satisfaction, meaning that the client wasn't happy with the delivery and they've left me maybe 4-star feedback. If we go down, let's check another one. Okay, this one, delivery time. So strong negative impact. Basically, I didn't deliver an order or maybe multiple orders on time. And just a quick pro tip, if you are late on orders, try to never deliver the order late. You always want to extend the delivery time before delivering the order. And most of the time, clients will be happy to extend the delivery time. Just basically write them a message saying, hey, your order's ready. I'm just sending you a quick extension. If you can accept, I'll send the project straight over to you. Normally they'll accept, no questions asked. And this will just get the order out of being late into being a current active order, meaning you won't get this strong negative impact on delivery time. And then let's say this one, this is an 8. And this is actually one of my newest gigs. So effective communication, I've got a negative impact. The only thing I can think that this is about is the fact that this new gig, it actually gets quite a lot of messages. And generally a lot of the messages are things that I don't really want to do. Or the projects or the briefs are things that I don't want to do. So quite often I just don't respond to them, which I do not recommend. You always need to respond, even if you're not interested. Just say, hey, thanks for reaching out, but I'll have to pass on this one. Okay, so that's your success score, meaning that freelance marketplaces will punish you. And if you think you're gonna have time to sleep, well, that's also another no-no. If you want to be serious about freelancing and make as much money as possible, you need to kind of cut down on your sleep a little bit. And what I mean by that, when I was first starting out on Fiverr, for the first year, because I'm based in Europe, the American market would normally contact me during the night. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, I would normally wake up and respond to any Fiverr messages that I would have, because I knew that these clients from the American market would be online right now. So I had to respond to them fast in order to seal the deal. And very often that would be the case. I would just lean out of bed, start responding to them via the application, and hopefully seal the deal at 3 o'clock in the morning and then go back to bed. You know, of course you can wait until the morning, but because they're in a different time zone, they could easily message different freelancers as well, and those freelancers would reply to them faster, meaning that they might choose them over you. So, more free time and setting your own schedule? Yes, while it is possible, you still have to be very flexible on this and don't expect to live this high life of having as much free time as you want. All right, what about the expectation of having less pressure, meaning less stress? Well, that's not true, especially freelancing. With freelancing, if anything, I find I am more stressed, purely because most of the time it's due to deadlines. Now, the fact is, with many clients, well, with all clients, they're all gonna wanna know what deadline you're gonna set with them. And they all want their delivery as fast as physically possible. If they can get it tomorrow or within 1 hour, they will be happy to do that, yeah? But the fact is you can't overpromise. And this is your biggest mistake. If you ever start overpromising your clients, this is a big no-no. So for example, if you're promising the client 1 to 2 day delivery and you can't physically deliver in 1 to 2 days and it gets to the second day and you're trying to extend with the client, that client's gonna be pretty pissed off at you, because the fact is you agreed to something, you promised them something and you can't deliver. The fact is now you're running a business, you're a professional. And this is exactly the same. Let's say, I don't know, you get somebody in to renovate your house or some painters over, or I don't know, a gardener, a pool cleaner, whatever, yeah? If they contact you and say, sorry, I need to reschedule, how annoyed are you? You're pretty annoyed, yeah? You're never like, oh yeah, sure, no worries. You're still, there's a little bit of you deep down that's annoyed the fact that these guys have not stuck to the schedule that they set. And this is the same for you. So the fact is, with more deadlines brings more stress, especially in trying to meet those deadlines. So you need to stay on top of your orders, because sometimes you will have 30 plus orders in queue. And the fact is, if all of them have between 1 to 5 days deadline, it's going to be very difficult to actually get all of those orders done within that deadline, unless you are working flat out 5 days a week, meaning you have no free time. So this is really something that you need to take into consideration. Never overpromise. And something that really works really well here, for me anyway, is when I tell clients within 4 to 6 days. For example, yeah, I always say now, and this really helps me close deals. I always say when they ask about delivery times, I always say within 4 to 6 days or 5 to 8 days. But then when I actually send them the offer, I always put the highest amount of days. So for example, it would be 8 days or 6 days. I would never put the lowest amount. But to the client, when I say this, it kind of gives them that expectation. Oh, hey, I could actually get this within 4 days. That's really cool. Okay, perfect. That suits me. But the fact is, you said within 4 to 6 days. And another big thing is never really say it will be 4 days or it will take 4 days. No, use the phrase within 4 days. And if the client questions this, just say, no, I mean within, because this could be tomorrow. There's a chance that you could get this tomorrow, but the fact is the longest it will be is 4 days. So many clients think that delivery time means that they're going to get it exactly in 4 days or exactly in 6 days, when in reality, there's a chance that you could possibly deliver tomorrow or the next day. It depends on how much work you have on and if you have the time to do it earlier. It's that simple. So yeah, as a freelancer, there is a higher level of stress, definitely. All right, let's talk about the expectation of earning 6 figures a month. Let's get to the money topic. So right now, this is an overview of my Fiverr account over the last few years. So I've already made over $250,000. In July itself, I've already made almost $11,000, which is fantastic. And when you see these people on YouTube and people kind of bragging about how much they earn, because you can earn money, you really can. You can earn a decent amount. And I'm so fed up seeing these freelancers who are earning or struggling to earn $1,000 a month freelancing. And if you're not hitting that, then you need to book a call with me or just revisit exactly what you're doing, because something is definitely wrong there. But the fact is, as you scale your business, the truth is you're going to need a team. You're not going to be able to do it by yourself all the time. So when I first started out, for the first maybe two years, I would say, I was doing everything. I was script writing, I was recording, I was editing the videos. And this took a hell of a lot of my time. Now I have a team. I have a team of editors. I have a graphic designer. I have a social media guy. I have a script writer. I have this team, but of course I have to be paying them as well. So generally I still pay them somewhere between $2,000 to $3,000 a month, I would say, something in that region. So the fact is, even though I earn, let's say, $11,000 in July, we now have to deduct about $3,000. For the team. And this is something you always have to take into consideration. When you see people's earnings, the fact is, to get to that level, they need a team. They can't do it by themselves because there's physically not enough time to do that all by themselves. So a team is necessary to scale, and finding the right team is probably the hardest thing in the world. So you need to communicate to your team that, hey, I have clients that I need to keep satisfied. Therefore, you need to be let's say, a good freelancer, because you need to be delivering on time. You need to be responsive. You need to be responsible for the work that I give you. So for example, if you have a client that the delivery is in 48 hours, they need to understand that, hey, it's in 48 hours and they need to do their work. If they're not doing their work on time and you have to now make excuses to your client why you're late, because the client doesn't care about your team. They're working with you. So you now have to make the excuse. If they're not delivering on time, you need to cut them loose and find a better team. And trust me, finding a good team is very, very hard. So it will take a lot of work and a lot of patience, but it is possible. But the net profit of what you do earn per month will be less than what the statistics actually show you. Okay, work-life balance and vacation time. Now, as a freelancer, yes, you can go on vacation anytime you want. It's up to you when you take vacations, and that's what I love about it. But leading up to a vacation is probably the most stressful time for me, because the fact is, I'm normally always taking orders up until pretty much the day before I leave for a vacation, because I still want to make as much money as possible. But the fact is, that means that I have to get all of those orders done before I go on vacation, because for me as a, video creator, I don't always take all of my stuff. I can do some videos while I'm away, but generally these type of videos in a studio setup is impossible for me to record while I'm away. So the last day leading up to my vacation, I'm normally flat out and it is super stressful. But the fact is I can't leave with clients wanting revisions and things like that because they're not going to be willing to wait 10 or 14 days by the time I come back. Now, while I am on vacation, I never set my Fiverr profile to vacation mode because all your gigs will disappear. They'll disappear from search so nobody can see you. So nobody can actually book a gig with you. I normally leave all of my gigs active, but I extend the delivery times. And this is a pain in the ass because I have to go to each and every single gig and extend the delivery times. But it just means that basically people can still book with me, but they know that actually there's going to be a longer delivery time. During my vacation, maybe halfway through and at the end, I will reduce the delivery time. So I just need to make sure that at the end of my vacation, I still have X amount of days left so that I can get any projects completed and sent to them within the client's deadline. That's what I always do, and that's what I'd recommend you do. Never set yourself to vacation mode because you will disappear from search, and when you come back, you'll probably have to work quite hard for 1 to 2 weeks to get yourself back up in the search rankings. You will come back, but whether or not you'll come back to the same place where you were or further back, well, that's a chance that kind of you have to take. So vacations are great. You can take as much time as you want, but leading up to the vacation, it can be stressful because you need to complete everything before you go away. Okay, last one, stable income. As a freelancer, you don't have a stable income. It changes month to month. Hopefully for you guys, it will always go upwards and it will never go downwards, but it can happen. I know people who were earning 40,000 and it dropped down to 20,000. So it can really happen and it's kind of scary, to be honest. But the fact is, and this is a way that I've always seen it, your income is primarily up to you and the effort that you want to put into it. That's the way I've always seen it. It's down to you. Yes, there are factors which can change this. For example, Fiverr or any freelance marketplace can change their whole structure. They could maybe charge you more commissions, or they could just change stuff which will impact your gig. But the fact is, you need to already be looking about, if this does happen, what plan B do I have? You need a plan B in place. You can't rely purely on freelance marketplaces because you never know what can happen. Tomorrow they could suspend your account if they really wanted to. So you need to be careful with this. But this is up to you. But what is better? Is it working and putting in the effort that you want to put in to determine what outcome you're going to have at the end of the month in your paycheck? Or would you rather go work a 9-to-5 job, 40 hours a week, and know at the start of the month how much money you're going to make at the end of the month because you're on a salary and you know exactly how much you're going to earn? Like, for me, that's a nightmare. That's a complete nightmare. I absolutely hate those jobs because it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Knowing exactly what you can earn, for me, it's like, why even bother going to work if I have no control over making more money? So you have the option to make more money, but it is unstable. You're never going to have 2 months the same. Yes, you'll keep it within a ballpark figure. So let's say you're earning, $10,000 a month. Sometimes you'll maybe earn 12 or 15. Other months you'll maybe earn 6. You have to be prepared for this fluctuation. It's that simple. But like I say, hopefully it will always go up. And that, guys, is honestly the reality of freelancing. It is stressful. Yes, you can make more money. You will need a team to make more money. And it does take time. You have to put in the effort to basically make a successful freelance career. If you think that you can start and, for example, use Fiverr Marketplace and just upload a gig and leave it there, nothing's going to happen. I can tell you now, nothing will happen. You'll be one of these people who are struggling to make $1,000 a month. And if you are one of those people, then I would just give up. I would go back to working a 9-to-5 job or come to the realization that you honestly need to put more effort into it. This is not a 5 minutes a day kind of thing. You need to be putting a lot more effort in. And guys, if you are stuck, then feel free to go book a call with me. The link is in the description. Otherwise, I really hope you found this useful and a little bit of an eye-opener because, like I said at the very start, I don't want you to waste your time on something that you can't sustain or is maybe a little bit too overwhelming for you 2 months down the line. Anyway, on that note, any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll see you in the next one.